Well, welcome back. Well, no matter what the age, we can go across all ages of, being a young child to being a child of 101. Eventually, you're going to have to care for yourself as well as your parents. And last month, we had Carolyn A. Brent joining us to talk about that. She is an author and an elder care legislation advocate, and she joins us this morning. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning.
It's so great to see you again. Can you hear us? Good morning, Carolyn. I think she can't quite hear us. She's going to click on a few buttons, and while she's doing that, till we can hear her and she can hear us. If you remember last month when we talked to Carolyn, she was giving us some advice on how to start that conversation with your loved one.
Which is not always easy to do.
Yes, exactly. If you're an adult, there's Carolyn. Good morning. Can you hear us now, Carolyn?
Good morning. I hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
We can't hear Carolyn. Can you hear Carolyn?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Oh, maybe I'm just probably unplugged. I'm probably unplugged. But anyways, good morning, Carolyn. It's good to have you with us. And as we were talking, last month you talked to us about how to talk with your parents and making that initial conversation as far as, have you thought of a retirement home and whatnot. And today we want to focus on something specifically, Carolyn, on your suggestions on what we need to look at when considering retirement homes for our elderly parents, right?
Absolutely. I wanted to really quantify and clarify. There's a difference between a retirement home, assisted living, and long-term care. They're different categories. So a retirement environment is a community where people are still self-sufficient, they are still healthy, and that's the over 55 age population and up for really healthy folks. And it's communities around the country like that. A private assisted living, that's a totally different ballpark, and that's when you know that your parents need assistance and they need help with their medication, they're taking a bath or a shower, and you don't want them to stay at home. So the way that I share with people, get your parent involved, especially when they're still cognitive and they can express themselves. Take them with you, because your parent, they're the ones that's going to tell you, oh, I love this place, or they're going to say, get me out of here. I don't want to be here. But the main thing, oh, Carol, I tell you, this is really important. Do not be fooled by what you see when you walk into these fancy $6,000 or $20,000 a month private assisted living. You'll see the beautiful chandeliers hanging from the sky. Then you'll also see the baby grand piano and people dressed up sitting in the main, ballroom. But I share with folks, don't be fooled by what you see. Ask that person that's taking you on that grand tour. Just say, well, I don't want to see the dressed up room that you're going to show me. Let's go to all the different floors. When you start doing your own homework and look at, this is the place that I want my loved one to feel comfortable in, and let me see if there's any hidden agendas, that's going to come out in the open on that walkthrough. So definitely check the kitchens, check the bathroom. When you go up on different levels, typically there's different levels of care throughout a lot of these communities, but you got to go by what you see, go by what you smell, and then ask other residents, how do you like living here? That's going to tell you what the truth is. And then you got to do your own homework. Check with the state of where you live, how many citations that particular facility has.
And people need, Carolyn, not to interrupt, but they need to be bold about asking those questions and not intimidated, because they have a right to know about citations and different things like that, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's so rampant around the country with places being cited for abuse. There are some great places though, but I still tell people, do your homework, ask the questions. Another key thing, you want to ask the question, well, is this really just $6,000 a month? What are the hidden charges? Now the hidden charges could be, they may charge $100 per pill for the medication for a certified nurse assistant to hand your loved one their medication. Now, that happened to me, so I know this actually happens across the country because it's a business. It is
Right.
a business, a profitable business. So when you're dealing with private assistant living, the state is not going to give you money to help you with that parent. You're going to either have to do that on your own, or
Mhm.
your loved one may have a long-term care insurance. You
Mhm.
got to really find those things out. But I share with folks, get your own insurance when you're young, because if you get the insurance when you're young, it's affordable to go into these private
Good.
facilities.
Good
But
point.
as soon as you get one element like high blood pressure or anything, it may cost for the premiums for long-term care. It could cost like $2,000 a month, or I'm talking about in the charges that the insurance company is going to charge you, because that's a very it's the private assistant living, I could say, is for people that's either planned very well or folks that have money. It's
Exactly.
not
And
for the
we're gonna take a quick break, Carolyn, but we're gonna come back and talk to you more about getting to that step of finding out what some of the signs are to get your parents or your loved ones into a retirement home or assisted living. We'll be right back.